Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got another tier list video, and today we are doing preseason NFL rankings. Before we get started, I would like to say I am a very avid NFL fan. I call myself Cowboys fans. I watch pretty much every Cowboys game. But I'm not a diehard NFL fan that'll watch Red Zone for 10 hours every Sunday. And care about every single game, but I thought it'd be a fun video to try out today and share some of my thoughts on. So let's start with the Arizona Cardinals here. 4-13 last season. Ask me who their quarterback is, I would have no idea. But I think the Cardinals, they aren't going to be much better from what I've heard. Last year, obviously, a C year, and I don't think anything's changing. Still at a C. Atlanta Falcons, been a rough go with them for the last few years as well. There's some hope for them this year, and I think that they'll have a shot to be around an average football team, so I'll put them at a B. Baltimore Ravens, they're going to be an A. They're going to impress some people, but some others, it's going to be right where we thought they would be. As they just have not quite been able to get past the Bengals these last few years. 10-7 last year for the Ravens. I still think they'll be a really good team from Lamar Jackson and company, so I'd put them at A. Buffalo Bills, I'm looking forward to another super year for another S year for them. 13-3 last year, still got Josh Allen, still got all their pieces. I like for them to be Super Bowl contenders once again. Panthers, who knows what's going on in Carolina. Easy D there. Bears, it'll be an improvement year, but I don't care what people are saying. I hear the most talk about the Bears because we're just like 2.5 hours outside Chicago. But I really DJ Moore, I think his name, with Justin Fields, they'll be a good duo, but I think the Bears just do not have enough pieces yet, but it's coming. I think it'll be an improvement year, but still not a drastic change. So I think I'll put them down there at a C. Bengals, Super Bowl competitors again. They're going to have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all them. And they even added, I believe Chase Brown went to the Bengals as their backup running back, as he obviously was at the University of Illinois. So that'll be a nice addition. S tier for them. Browns, I'll say B. Browns still have Deshaun Watson, I believe. After a couple of good years, it was a rough year last year and the year before, 7-10 last year. So I stay right around B. They'll go about 7-10 again or something. Cowboys, I want to put them at S, obviously as a Cowboys fan, but I think we're going to take a step back this year. We really were confident in what we had last year, but I feel like we lost a few pieces. Zeke Elliott, but you got to look for Tony Pollard to have a nice year. Dak has got to cut down on the interceptions. I'm hoping for a year of the Cowboys and hopefully finally make a run in the playoff. Broncos, been a dumpster fire. Russ won't be able to cook them past the D. They'll be down there again. Lions, I'm really looking forward to watch this team this year. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Detroit Tigers will be an A. Tigers fans are excited about it. I'm excited, or not Tigers, Detroit Lions. Jeez, I'm so used to baseball. Lions fans are excited, as they should be. I think they got a good group. I'm not saying they're going to be Ravens or Cowboys quality, but I definitely think they'll come out with a winning record, and that's good for an A by Lions standards. Packers, it's going to Jordan Love. They're going to take a step back. I'm going to have to put them just a game or two above 500, if that, at a B. All I know is they lost Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if they still have left, but Jordan Love, I think is his name. Their new QB, he's still young, so I think B for them. Texans, maybe, no. I'm still going to have to put them at D. Maybe win 4 or 5 games. That'll still be a step up from where they've been. Who did they draft for Bryce Young? Or they get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, one or the other. I forget, but I think the Texans, they're still not going to be any more competitive. Colts, C. They've been C the last few years. You could argue than D. Wish I could put them right in the middle. Let's see. What were they last year? Colts last year, 4-12-1. Haven't heard any buzz around them except for the Jonathan Taylor buzz, and that's not positive buzz. I'll say D. Jaguars made it to the playoffs last year. I'm liking them. I think they could be a game or two above 500. Last year, 9-8 won the AFC South. I think they can win the AFC South again. Maybe make another postseason run. I think I'll put them with the Lions as maybe a surprise team in that A category. Chiefs, you know what's up. They're S as always. Chargers, I gotta go. I'll go high A for them. High A. Chargers 10-7 last year, just behind the Chiefs in the division. Looking forward to watch Justin Herbert play and everybody, but I still don't think that the Chargers are that team to go deep into the playoffs. Rams, oh man, we don't even want to talk about last year, and I don't know what people are saying about them, but I haven't seen anything that says they're going to improve. 5-12 last year, that's pretty much around a C. Let's say they win a game or two more this year, and I'll put them at a B. But by Rams standards, I'm going to have to... It's hard. The Rams are hard. I'm just going off really what I've heard because I'm not a guy like I do with baseball where I just look up NFL news 24/7. Raiders. Hopes are high on them this year. Brought in Jimmy Garoppolo, 6-11 last year, so I think they could improve to around that 500 mark, and I'll put them at B. Miami Dolphins, they're starting to go on the right track. 9-8 last year. Same thing, it seems like happening. Maybe 10-7, a few games over, but I still don't think that they're in the mix we talked about with these teams. You could almost put the Lions and Jags down at B too if you're going to put the Dolphins down there. And I think now that I look back on it, I'm gonna put the Lions back at B. I don't think it's gonna be that big of an improvement. And I think the same for the Jaguars. They both were 9-8 last year, and even if they do go 11-6 or 10-7, I still don't see them going to the conference final or the Super Bowl. So I'll put them all at B. I like having a ton of teams right in the B range. Vikings. 13-4, won that NFC South, which has been pretty bad the last few years. 13-4, haven't heard much about the Vikings, but Kirk Cousins is still going. Hey, I mean, that's good enough to compete with these teams. They haven't been able to do it in the playoffs, but we'll see. Patriots, they brought over a few guys this offseason. Don't know how it's going to be able to translate, so I think I'm still going to have to stick them down at a B, because 8-9 last year is right around that B talk. Saints, we're hearing stuff. Trying to bring in a few pieces, trying to get competitive like they were in the Drew Brees days just a couple of years ago. 7-10 last year. I'll say right around that mark again, and that'll be about a B. New York Football Giants. People are high on them. As another good year for them last year, 9-7-1. I think they could push into the playoffs again this year, but still 9-7-1, right around that 500 mark. And I think that it'll be pretty similar to that this year. New York Jets, they're going to have Aaron Rodgers. They got a better defense. They got everything. 7-10 last year, they're going to bump it up. I don't think they're going to be able to give the Bills much of a race. Maybe they will, but I still think that they can cruise into second place in that division. And maybe, they're going to be in it, I believe. Aaron Rodgers has got to have a good season, though. Eagles, they're going to be S again. They're going to, and the Cowboys should be the race to top that NFC East. So we'll watch out for that. Steelers, C. Still trying to put together Kenny Pickett and all that ever since Big Ben left. The Seahawks, I got to stick them. For now, I'm going to say B. But the Seahawks beat the Cowboys in the preseason. That's pretty much all I saw. They were looking good. And the Seahawks continued to trend in the right direction the last few years, but 9-8 last year. So maybe another game or two win this year. We'll see how it all pans out, but right around B. 49ers. They can't really, Brock Purdy's going to have a good year, but they can't figure out Trey Lance, so I got to put the 49ers down in B. Buccaneers, yeah, Tom Brady's gone. A lot of the pieces are gone. They're going to have to be in that C spot, as they were 8-9 last year and still managed to win that terrible NFC South. So maybe they'll win the NFC South, but they aren't going to have a good record, so they're going to be down here. and I think they're gonna be worse this year. Titans, this team's tough. 7-10 last year. They were 2 losses back of the Jaguars for winning at AFC South. I think the Jaguars are still going to be better, and I'm still going to have to stick the Titans down in the low B. I'll go low B. Just a couple games under 500. The Jaguars are going to be over 500. The Titans might be right around that century mark. To wrap it out, final team from the NFC East, the Washington Commanders. It's going to be a 500 year for them. Watched their preseason game the other night. Looked pretty good against the Ravens. Can't complain, but don't know how it'll translate to the regular season, especially in an NFC East that should be pretty good this year. Share your thoughts on these rankings in the comments. This is going completely off of just what I've seen on social media, all that